So let's have a quick look at the box and then of course get to the phone itself. Here we can see the fairly minimalist packaging with only N20 and the name of the device printed on the bottom. There is of course the S Pen highlighted prominently, and let's just rip the seal open. And the phone is the first thing that we see right on top. It is surprisingly not covered in plastic or any other protective layer. You can take this sticker off. So immediately we can see that it is flat on the top and bottom and curved on the sides with this extremely prominent camera bulge here at the back. That is quite thick. Let me turn the phone on and put that down while I look at the rest of the box contents. Here's the charger, which is fairly chunky. Then, of course, we have a USB Type-C cable, and that's Type-C on both sides. And finally, I can see an AKG logo, which means that this is the headset. And yes, it is the typical relatively high-end headset with extra ear tips and a braided cable and AKG tuning. This phone also does not have a 3.5mm audio socket, so we get a Type-C connector for the headset. And that's about it. The box is surprisingly simple. We don't get a case. We also do not get extra S Pen tips or the little tweezer tool to change them that previous models have come with. So here we have the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G all set up and ready to go. You can see the screen, which is curved a little bit at the sides. This is a gigantic 6.9-inch screen, and the borders on the top of the bottom are also fairly slim, though this phone is still quite bulky. The Galaxy Note 20 Ultra has a 6.9-inch screen. We have an embedded camera right at the top over here in the center. We have the power and volume buttons on the right, and nothing on the left, not even a Bixby button, which will be a surprise. We have the SIM tray on the top. Now this is a dual SIM phone, but it has 2 physical slots and it can also accept an eSIM, so you can use either a second physical SIM or an eSIM. You can't use all 3 at the same time. But if you use an eSIM, that frees up the second slot for a micro SD card because it is a hybrid. So on the bottom we have a speaker and the USB Type-C port, and interestingly the S Pen has been shifted. There we can see it. Still slightly flat and it still has 1 button. With the Galaxy Note 20 series, Samsung introduces some new features for the S Pen and claims that you'll get a lifelike pen on paper experience with reduced latency. Here's a little helpful hint telling us what we can do with the S Pen. And now let's talk about the cameras. So of course we have a 108 megapixel primary rear camera, which is the main selling point of the Ultra version of the Galaxy Note 20. We also have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, as well as laser autofocus and a distance sensor.